Top of the middle of the day to you boys and girls. We're outside the shop. We're going to be doing a little taste test comparison between a bone stock MS461, a bone stock MS661, and a not so stock MS461. So the 461's factory rating, anyway, they come out at 6.0 horsepower. The 661s come out at 6.2 for the North American version, the USA Amtronic one. The European Amtronic version is 7.3. So there's a tenth of a horsepower differential between the European version and the American version. The only thing I've found to be different with the cylinder assemblies or the carburetor or the exhaust is in the exhaust itself. There's no screen in the European mufflers, whereas the American version, USA version, to prevent fires, has a screen keeping the sparks inside the muffler. So, long dissertation there. A little bit of a differential, 1.2 horsepower technically. Pretty new 661. Brand spanking new 461 with the bar on it, and that is a 32-inch still lightweight, and we have some semi-skip steel chain on it actually. And the not so stock 461, it doesn't have a lot of time on it. We're not spinning everything up too high, although since it's Amtronic, the 661 that is, it'll be spinning wherever it's spinning. Keep in mind that they run really lean out of the box. The quote-unquote factory shoot-for ratio of fuel to air is 14.7 to 1. Instead of like a race application or a good run-in application, which would be more around 13 to 1. So quite a bit more lean they run. And they're stratifying the charge with the exhaust essentially, whereas some of the later models are using fresh air or raw air, if you will, to stratify the charge. So we've kind of talked about that in some bench talk videos. I guess we'll kind of move on from there and kind of get everything warmed up and running around 13,000, I guess. Just, I don't know. We're going to have to check and see what the 661 comes out at, and then we'll run the 461 somewhat comparably, I guess. So special thanks to Action J. He's going to be giving me a hand with the tack, and we're going to have some bar changes in the middle, so you will have some time for some intermissions. So let us see how this works out. Okay, can you handle this one? And what one? The stock 461, please.
Oh, sorry.
You're fine, dude. It's all good. Now this particular saw came with the captive nuts. Some of them have nuts that aren't captive in the cover, and some of them do.
Dad.
You want to help with that? Let us see. Yeah. Are you satisfied now?
Yes.
Are you satisfied with your chair?
Yes.
Thank you. One thing I'm going to mention about the 661, I do not prefer the new design of the tight aspect that we have for dealing with trying to get the bar nuts on and off. The old clutch cover was much better. This relief was a little bit bigger, allowed your fingers to get in there and do what they needed to do. So one thing that I noticed that's actually not an improvement. think we saw about 12.9. The EDT9 does not hold the readout for any length of time, unfortunately. You want to grab this?
Sure.
Report of what you saw.
8,940.
Can they hear you if you're not talking in the microphone? Thank you.
8,940 for first run. Second run, 8,530. Third run, 9,160.
What was that one?
Third run was 9,160.
Yeah, I wasn't pulling quite as hard on the handlebars second time. Doesn't take much. Completely unimpressed with the design of this clutch cover, personally. Can you hold that? Finally. So evidently we ran out of data space again, and we're going to go at it one more time with the built MS461. We're going to splice it in. This time I will mention that I use the same chain in these taste test comparisons. I've heard tell of guys not using the same chains and then trying to make an assessment on the 2 saws or the 3 saws or whatever it may be. I'm not exactly sure if you're not using the same chains, or like if in multiple tests, but the same chain in multiple sessions, let's say. I don't know how you can get an accurate assessment on how they run. Part of the reason I'm having Jackson help me with the tack, we're taking a look at the loads, seeing what the engine's spinning. We can look at the times, relative engine speed. That kind of gives a little bit of a better idea on where the engine's running at that point, and then the times will kind of corroborate the process. I guess for the claims that the zip saws run better than the stock ones. So we're going to do the 461 and roll through from here. You ready?
Yeah.
Can I have that tack, please? So on the last upstroke with the 461 seen here now, I pulled on it pretty hard. I leaned into it pretty good, and we could hear the engine kind of hunker down and just keep lugging along, which that's pretty sweet. So I'm curious to see how the time runs compare against each other. The stock 461 seems pretty lazy in comparison, even to the stock 661. So again, we're going to be splicing this in. Thanks for watching this session. Have a blessed day wherever you might be on God's green earth. Thanks for watching.